Hey, this is Nessyp of Nessyp Entertainment and the Inner Sanctum Radio, and I have the honor this evening to talk to this my friend, y'all. Hey, we go way back, way back. Elementary school, I just recently found out.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's right. This is Mr. Cedric Lee, Ced Da DJ. What's going on, Ced?
How are you? Everything is peachy here in Atlanta.
I got to go to Atlanta. Everybody's moving to Atlanta, so I got to go and check it out and see why is everybody moving to Atlanta?
Good place to be. Good place.
Yeah.
I love it.
How did you wind up from Chicago to Atlanta?
It was I have a sister that's been down here for over 15 years, and every year we come to her house for Thanksgiving. She's been trying to get us to move down here, and about 3 years ago, we were at Thanksgiving, and everybody was talking about making plans to move down there.
Okay.
I got on my laptop, and I saw that Atlanta had an opening for the same job I do as a custodian at the post office, and I just put in for it. I said, okay, I'm going to move down there too, and surprisingly, they called me. So. Once they called, I went with it. Yep.
You went willing.
What? It's one of the best things I ever did. Yeah.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
so do you miss being at home?
I do. I miss Chicago. Chicago was in my heart. I still watch the Channel 7 news from Chicago every day. I just don't miss the snow.
I understand that because being here in Florida, the only difference is that I can't tell the seasons. Like at home, what fall is and all the trees start. And I miss that first snow, that very first snow where it's perfect and nobody's walked on it. It is so pretty. I don't miss shoveling it. I don't miss the cold and anything like that, but I do miss being at home.
I would like to shovel one more time. Just
Oh, you're a glutton for punishment. That's crazy. So, okay, so Ced, both of us, and I got to give Daryl his plug. We are both DJs with not only the Inner Sanctum Radio, but also Turn Radio, which is basically out of Chicago as well. So tell me, how did you wind up getting hooked up with Daryl? Daryl Master D Coleman of Turn Radio.
This is a really strange story because I had became the president of our union out in Arlington Heights. And about a week after I became president, I had to deal with an arbitration case for a guy that had been improperly removed from his position. And I knew nothing about the case, knew nothing about the guy. But long story short, we won the case. He got his job back. Okay. That was Daryl.
He's gonna kill you for this.
No. We both love this story. As it turned out, it was about a week later that he got back to work that I found out that we went to the same high school. Okay. And then as we talked, I found out he had a radio station and I was a DJ. And I listened to the station one night and I said, I would love to do that when I get some time. And he kept telling me, just make a 1 hour show and let me play it. We see how it goes. And I never did it until I moved down to Atlanta where I had some more time. Okay. I just started doing the shows and me and him has been like this ever since,
Yeah, the rest is history. Yeah, we all went to high school together. So yeah, kudos for DVHS,
Right. And a funny thing about that was about a month after I started doing the shows, he brought on another DJ, Smooth Jazz, Mr. Donald Brumfield. Yep. And when I heard that name, I was like, this can't be true. I used to live 3 doors from Donald.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
We grew up in the same projects.
Oh my goodness. See, this is just like a Dunbar reunion,
Right.
Because we were all in the same high school. And so, yeah, it's some awesome DJs, I get to say, came out of Dunbar.
Oh, yeah.
So, Ced, tell me, how did you start, with all the things that you had going on, how did you start DJing music?
I started DJing in high school. And you know, remember in Dunbar, I used to play music in the lunchroom.
Right.
And at the time, we had a radio crew. You know, we all majored in electronics, so we had a stage crew and a radio crew. And I always wanted to be on the radio crew, and they wouldn't let me. But then they had nobody to DJ on fifth period because none of the guys on the radio crew had fifth period lunch. Okay. And that's how I got my opening. I had fifth period lunch, and they tried me, and it worked.
Oh my goodness! You remember? There was one of the DJs. His name was Abraham House. You remember?
Yes,
him?
yes.
And,
Abraham House, Devin Thomas, Wild Billy James.
Yes.
He's here in Atlanta too. I see him pretty often.
Oh my goodness! I talk to him periodically. You know.
Yeah.
This is just so cool. So you, after high school, were you out doing DJing at different clubs?
No, I was basically had my own little business where I would DJ on weekends. And at one point I was a DJ at a regular club called the Night Gallery on 71st and Exchange.
Okay.
A couple of my partners had invested into the club, and I was their regular DJ. But other than that, I was pretty much just DJing parties. So when I started doing a radio show, it was totally different. It's a whole different ball game, and I had to learn some more stuff. Okay.
Okay, so what do you mean you had to learn more stuff? And that is true. Being out in a club, I mean, you just got to go for it and just keep going. But
right.
Radio station, that's like totally different.
Right. You have to. It's like a program. You know. I've never had time restraints or, didn't really have to talk if I didn't want to. Putting in drops and all this type of stuff. And the main thing was the time. You know, you get a list of music in your head and then you try to keep it within the time frame of the radio show.
Okay.
And then downloading and recording it and sending it off and all that type of stuff. So it was a challenge, but it was a great challenge, and I'm glad I did it. Learned a lot.
It is fun because you get to play what you want to hear, you know, and just like, okay, I'm hoping everybody likes it.
Right.
In the club, you got people going, I don't want to hear that, or they're not dancing to it, and you're just like, what's wrong? But at least, you know, the feedback that you get from the radio is totally, totally different.
It is. And I was shocked that I would be as good as people say that I am. I don't never think that I'm that good, but it feels good to hear that doing that show, somebody was entertained. That's a good feeling.
Well, you know, you get to be on 2 radio stations, one out of Chicago, one out of Florida. So you got to have something going on.
You can't beat that. You can't beat
it. You cannot beat that.
Right. Me and my family, we taped the episode of Family Feud back in August. And I mentioned it. I don't know if it's going to be on the show, but at least I got to mention both stations.
Oh, this past August?
Yeah. So they told us it'll probably be air in November.
In November. Okay, so Ced, you know, you got to keep us posted as to
I definitely will. I will.
Yeah. Because then you got to come back and tell us how that. Well, I'll ask you now. What was that like?
It was great. It was great. I had a ball.
Really?
A lot of laughs. Steve Harvey, I have a whole different perspective of that man now after spending almost a whole day watching him do the show, and then we actually did the show. He's real funny, real talented, and real down to earth. But
so how did you guys qualify for that?
Well, they had we had the first. I have a niece who put in an application. And then they had a Zoom meeting with all 5 of us, and they said, we'll get back to you if we think you'll be good for the show. So about 2 weeks later, they let us know that we're gonna be on the show. Then when we got there, we found out we still had to audition. It's about 7 families there, so we did a test show and we were picked again. So. I hate to blow the whistle, but we didn't win. But we all had a great time. It was fun.
Yeah, I would think that even just the experience of doing that was a lot of fun.
It was.
So
Took a whole day. We had to get there 8 o'clock in the morning, and we didn't finish taping until like 7:30 in the evening.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So did all the other families have to do the same thing you guys did? I mean, as far as taping, and then that's when that, you know.
Yep. We competed against each other.
Oh.
So the family we competed against in the audition,
Mm-hmm.
they didn't make the cut, but we did.
Okay.
So we had to sit there and watch a couple auditions, but the auditions, they wasn't that long. It was just a couple of questions, not like the real show.
Okay.
But it was a good time. Good time.
Well, I am definitely, because I get to sit back and go, I know him. That is so cool. That's so cool. Well, Ced, as I said earlier that we were off camera, that, you know, I'm waiting on my new show, so I can't wait until you get up and running again, because of your job has kind of slowed you down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all can still go to Inner Sanctum Radio or Turn Radio. You can Google Turn Radio. You can Google Inner Sanctum Radio. We are both on Live 365, so you get to hear Ced Da DJ. I am so delighted that you took the time to talk to me. I really do. I am so excited. I can't wait to see you guys on TV, though.
All right. Anytime. And
really cool.
I'm going to put forth a little bit more effort to get some new stuff in to you. And I already got some stuff tinkering around in my mind. I can't wait to put it together, but of course, you're going to be the first to know.
Okay, so you know I got that on tape, and I'm holding you to that, right?
You know, that's probably why I said it, because it'll push me a little harder.
That's exactly right. That'll push him a little harder. Well, Ced, you know, you're going to have to come back with us after your Family Feud episode airs, and then keep us posted as to what you're doing and what's going on with you.
All right. Not a problem.
I appreciate it.
All right. Great seeing you.
Same here.
All right.
This is Nessyp of Nessyp Entertainment and the Inner Sanctum Radio. Back to you in the studio.